Hello and welcome to the next video of my LCS Spring 2023 preview series. We're going to cover FlyQuest, who I believe is the best Western team on paper as of the moment. They went 19-17 last year, but similar to HLE, all 5 of their players have been wiped out. This is a completely new FlyQuest roster. So last year's iteration, 19-17, Academy went 10-14-12. The coach is Song. Now that name may sound familiar because Song just won Worlds, and he has joined FlyQuest. Song has had an up and down career domestically in whatever regions, going 136 and 134 as a coach, but has won the big dance. So let's go over how these players have been swapped out. So Philip has been demoted. Impact comes from EG in top lane. Jose Diodo returned to Latin America, and Spica comes over from TSM for the jungle. Takui returns to France. Vikla joins from KT. Vikla happens to be the LCK Rookie of the Year. In bot lane, Johnson is out. Prince comes in, who was in the running for MVP of the LCK in summer. Very dominant player. And then at support, Afromu is out and probably going to retire at this point. Isla comes in from Team Liquid Academy. This team is 22.4 years old going into this split. Impact at 27. Didn't look all that hot with EG when you look at these numbers. Definitely tried to play weak side. And I mean, that's really all Impact is at this point. 3-3 KDA, 7-6 CS per minute, 64-1 KP, 531 damage per minute, 22-7 damage share, 21-7 gold share, only 3 solo kills in 18 games played, 7 champions. Sejuani, Gwen, GP is most played. Sejuani, Ornn, Gragas, Malphite, Scion. Those sorts of things is what Impact should play now. Shen. Shen obviously being a roamy champion, but he definitely is not a finesse player anymore. Really, I think Impact is limited. But luckily, there's not a lot of Western top laners that aren't. Philip at 20 years old, these are his numbers from LCS in summer. 2-2 KDA, 8-1 CS per minute, 64-6 KP. So, slightly better farm than Impact. I mean, we're looking at 1 CS every other minute, but died a lot more, right? So Philip, being a young player in his rookie split, definitely had struggles. But I will say, make sure I'm on the screen here. He did do very well into Puipo at times, and that was really noticeable. And I remember making note of it in my roundups afterwards. I was like, Philip actually was very competitive in laning phase in this game against a player you wouldn't expect him to be. 478 damage per minute, 25-8 damage share, 21-4 gold share. Kind of goes to show you where FlyQuest was versus EG last year. That despite having less damage, Philip was able to damage share. I mean, he was able to put up 3% more damage share than Impact. 9 champions in 19 games. Aatrox, Gwen, and Sejuani were Philip's most played. In the jungle, we have Spica. At 21 years old, he definitely tried to 1v9 for TSM all he could. Just 1 second. So, as I was saying, Spica, 1v9 for TSM the best he could. He definitely wanted out of that team before the end of the split, and I think that affected his work ethic, affected his stats, and things like that. But a 2-9 KDA, 5-8 CS per minute, 77.9 KP. You won't find much higher kill participation, so very involved in any of the team's success. Over 3 out of every 4 kills, nearly 4 out of every 5, and farming a lot better than a lot of junglers, where he might get up 3-4 camps by the end of laning phase over their opponent. Maybe that's enough. 312 damage per minute, 16 damage share, 19-4 gold share. No solo kills in 18 games played, 10 champions. Viego, Xin Zhao, and Wukong were his most played. Yuji is the backup. Yuji is Mongolian, which is interesting. 3-4 KDA, 5-3 CS per minute, 64-6 KP. Definitely no threat to Spica's job. 357 damage per minute, 14.8 damage share, 18.4 gold share, 1 solo kill across 36 games, played 10 champions, Wukong and Viego being the vast majority. I think he like 25 of the 36 games or something were these two champions. So played meta, but these numbers are not great. Farmed at an average level and gave up a lot of participation in the team's fights and, the skirmishes. Mid lane, Vikla. I thought Vikla was the Rookie of the Year in summer, and I was vindicated by that. He played very well, upper half in the LCK, which is noticeable. At 19 years old, one of the younger mid laners that we have. A 4 KDA, 8.8 CS per minute, 68.1 KP. So he's getting ahead of most of those LCK mid laners at the end of laning phase. 555 damage per minute, 26.6 damage share, 22 gold share, 6 solo kills, 36 games played, 10 champions played across those 36 games. Ari, Silas, Talia, his most played. In Academy is Spirax. Spirax had a 3.9 KDA, 8.3 CS per minute, 66.6 KP. So like Yuji, it's not going to threaten Vikla's job. 658 damage per minute. That is a lot of damage. 27 damage share, 22.7 gold share. And it makes sense. He's very aggressive. That damage per minute, very high. We have 18 solo kills in 36 games. That's a lot. Like, the guy is aggressive. He gets in the face of the opposition. 12 champions played in 36 games. Azir, Ari, Corki, his most played. I'm trying to pound out videos now that we know the LPL is starting a week from when I'm filming this. Bot lane, we have Prince. At 22 years old, Prince was a menace with Sandbox. Very dominant. I think the MVP of the LCK, honestly. You'll find out in the gold share that it's one of the highest gold shares we're going to come across, which means he definitely was given the resources and he carried the team. 6.2 KDA, 10.3 CS per minute, so he's ahead of literally the LCK bot laner, so he's definitely going to be ahead of all Western bot lanes. 68.1 KP, 624 damage per minute, 28.9 damage share, 26.2 gold share, 3 solo kills in 41 games played, 9 champions, Aphelios, Zeri, and Sivir being his most played. Behind him is Masu. Masu played only 4 games, so the data set isn't big enough to include in here. I would like to mention now, somebody's probably going to say, why isn't FlyQuest Amateur or whatever their team name is on here? It's not official on Leaguepedia. The team is not official. I know Instinct is on that team. I looked up Instinct. He's still listed as a free agent on Leaguepedia, so we're not going over that team because it's not official. I will say, however, Instinct should be the backup on this team. Instinct shouldn't. I can't emphasize it enough. Instinct should be on an LCS team, and the fact that he's on an amateur team is just so crazy. So crazy. I can't talk up the kid enough. Like, I really want to see how he does in a full split with an opportunity. Support, we have Isla, who is finally getting an opportunity. Former Oath support. Been on TL Academy for a couple of years now. 23 years old, 7.7 KDA, 74.7 KP. Has been learning from Core JJ. 273 vision score per minute. 2 cleared wards every 5 minutes. 10 champions, 36 games. Renata, Karma, and Lulu. This is the question mark with this team. In addition to Impact being able to just play weak side, which I think he should be able to. Isla has to prove himself across the full split alongside a great 80 carry. He should be okay. Winsome is the backup if they want to go with the double Korean bot lane. I don't know if Isla speaks Korean or not, but Winsome does. At 22 years old, Winsome played in ERLs last year with Unicorns of Love. 5.5 KDA, 70.5 KP, 276 vision score per minute, 2 cleared wards every 5 minutes, 8 champions in 18 games, Renata, Nautilus, and Braum. So, I mean, there is that. I guess they hedge their bets. If Isla doesn't work out, they do have a player that can communicate with Prince immediately if necessary. I know that I've seen on Twitter that FlyQuest has made a concerted effort to try and teach Vikla and Prince English and maybe use English comms. There is the thought, though, that this team, if Isla can speak Korean and Spica can learn Korean, they can go Korean speaking team similar to Team Liquid, right? Because they have the Korean coach, they have a majority Korean speaking roster. We'll see what happens. This is a summer roster. I feel like some people are going to think that this team, if it doesn't win spring, is a failure, and I don't think that's the case. There are moving pieces here that need to get comfortable with each other and get comfortable in North America, which is usually the biggest hurdle for these players. And I think that's why they're trying to teach them so much English, because the language barrier becomes, a situation players get very uncomfortable. And it's one of the more alienating things when you go to a new place is not being able to speak the language. So hopefully FlyQuest does well. I have high hopes for them. I think that they are extremely talented. I think it's a lot to do with the surprise of it all. I don't think anybody thought FlyQuest was going to pull Prince and Vikla, and they did. This is outstanding for them. So comment down below with your opinions. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube member. And thank you for watching.